So I know normally I stream this, and I know normally uh shit, and I know probably a little early for me to be recording again, but this is my outlet. This is my way of dealing with issues is recording shit. So does he need to sleep? I know he just woke up. Okay. Um. So yeah, I thought I would talk a little bit about what's been going on in my life lately. So, in case you didn't know, if you're watching this on a playlist, if you're if you came here any other way, I had a bit of a rough week last week. It started with let me, let me see if let me do that and see if I can see him yet. So, it started with me going home back to work, a normal, week. And when I went to work, they biting on this? They biting? So it started like any normal week. Oh, they're biting. It's really, really slowly. No? No, okay. So last week I went back to work like any normal week, and so I went. I worked Saturday into Sunday, and that was fine. The shift was fine. There was nothing wrong with it. And then on Sunday morning, I went to get gas, and it was at a Stop and Shop gas station. Filled my tank, and then went to get back in the car, and the car wouldn't start. And I tried for a while, and I was like, shit. It was like I've had car trouble before, like through my various years as a driver, but never this. So like I tried, like when I would put the key in the ignition, and I would turn it, I would hear nothing. I wouldn't hear clicking. I wouldn't hear like a like it's gonna start, but it can't. It was just kind of there. So that was not super fun. I think I'm gonna wait and wind down the clock until Digimon reappears. If you forgot, the end of the last part, and it was mid catching Digimon, my computer overheated and shut down. It ended the stream, which let's hope doesn't happen again today. It's kind of cold. I was hoping that would be enough for the computer not to overheat, but who knows? Yeah. So my car wouldn't start. So I called AAA. I was like, "Hey, my car wouldn't start. It's the lights and stuff still come on, like it's going to start, but the engine never like turns over." And they're like, "Okay, we'll send someone out." So this was at about 8 in the morning. Like I got out of work at 7. I was making really good time coming home too. Like I was gonna be in bed by like 8, by like 7:50. And the guy comes, and the first thing he helps me do is we move my car because I'm still blocking the pump where where to get gas, which is pretty fucking ridiculous. So I sat there for an hour. Luckily, I went over and talked to this like attendant. I was like, "Hey, my car won't start. I'm sorry, I'm blocking the pump." And he's like, "Don't worry about it. Just put a cone behind you. It's fine. It happens fairly often. Just don't stress about it." It's like, thanks, man. That's actually exactly what I needed to hear. And yeah, so when the AAA guy helped me like put my car in neutral and like move it out of blocking the way and into the parking like lot directly ahead, which was a little less stressful. It felt like weird. I was like squirming being in that spot, like just kind of waiting, because I'm like, I don't want to take up these pumps. There's a surprising number of people here. And yeah, I did that, and then he looked at it. He tried changing the battery out, and he was like, "Yeah, it's not the battery. I'm supposed to charge you for the battery if we change it out, but since it's not the battery, I can just put your old one back in." I was like, "Thank you, I really appreciate it, man. Money's pretty tight." And he was like, "Don't worry about it, man. You don't need to stress more than you already are." I was like, "That is very, very nice." The problem was, his car did not have towing capabilities. Like he was just there for like, he's the starter crew, I guess. So like if there's a problem with the car, they can send him out and he can start the car and, you know, then you can be on your merry way. So I had to call AAA back and I was like, hey, things didn't work out. I need to be towed. Like, okay, it's going to be another hour. And I was like, fuck. Because that could have been solved if they just sent someone who could tow in the first place. So I'm like starting to fall asleep at this point, and my driver's side seat doesn't recline. It's been stuck in the same position because when I got it, like the mechanism on the side to like adjust the seat was just gone. Like there's no plastic. It's just like a bunch of metal that won't move no matter how much I touch it. So I can't recline in my seats. I actually got out of my car and went to the passenger seat and reclined a little bit as I like started to fall asleep. This was in between playing Ratchet and Clank 3 on my Vita, but starting to run low on battery. And it was an experience. And I was just like, finally, two guys came, which is annoying because when it got time to tow, I was supposed to ride with them. This was all like 5 minutes from my house, by the way. When it came time to tow, I don't want to get near that fish. I need to use something else. Something they don't like to eat. Let's use a Digi anchovy. So yeah, when it came time to tow, it was like 5 minutes. But still, I had to be it was really cramped with, you know, the driver, his assistant, and then me in the cab. And I was like scrunched up against the window. The window was open. I was like hanging out of it. Too fast, okay. And I was just not having a great time when I was like, you know, they gotta do what they gotta do. And it was only 5 minutes, so I got back to my house, and I was like, yeah, car's broken. And I was like, my dad's like, oh, you know, it's gonna be kind of stressful because you gotta get back to school and stuff like that. And I was like, I know. So my stepmom talked to the mechanic that she knows and said she could probably get it fixed. And I was grateful for that. Her mechanic was the one who fixed it last time there was a problem, which, to be honest, I can't even remember at this point. And he, but I was gonna it was gonna be during the middle of the week, so my dad lent me his car for the way to work. So I went back to work that night, and it worked out okay, I guess. And then, you know, I came home, I slept, and then my dad got me up, and we went back, which I don't like to do. I like to drive right back to school after work. A, because it's less stressful. Like, I don't have to, like, be, like, it's not like 1 o'clock, and I'm like, I have a class at 3, I'm still home. I know I can still make it, but... And, okay, here comes this fight. I hope I can talk and focus on this. So that kind of works out. My dad still drives me back and everything. And, you know, it's whatever. It sucks, but, you know, I'll deal with it. And then, just some general tips for Digimon. You know, don't tap too much. Like, you only want to tap if you see, like, actual blue on the meter. And even then, don't tap too much. I am using the old rod. Yes, you can catch them with the old rod, or the, like, trash rod. I've said this so many times. It can be done. It will be done. It's just a lot harder. You have to have a lot more patience. So, on top of this, around the same time, my dad had come home from the Dominican Republic. He was on vacation the week before. And my brother had been getting the mail and taking care of the cat. So when I got home this is winding back a little bit. When I got home that Saturday night, I went to check through all the mail because I applied for a credit card. This is my first credit card, and it was shipped the 18th. Now, this was at like the 28th or something, maybe the 30th. Yeah, it would have been like... It would have been the 29th, the 30th, was this weekend. And I was supposed to have gotten it long before then. And I was concerned because I was like, you know, I should have had it by now. Where is it? And, alright, cool. Much easier than I thought it would be. It's Lake Guardian. We've all been here. This is Rebooted Part 3. I said let's be friends. Thank God. Just to recap, you can ask Digimon for a couple things. You can either ask him to be friends. You can. Oh my God! I gotta throw items away. That's fine. I thought it wasn't gonna give me the option. I was like, fuck this. Get rid of the Digi Anchovy. Lake Guardian's blue flute. If you play the flute near the lake, I'll come. I'll take you to the other side. I can go to the other side. Thanks. On the lake. Let's go there now. Yeah. I was half paying attention. I know you can. Right. So you can get the blue flute, which lets you go across. You can get He'll teach you moves that Digimon can learn, which are all ice ones. Or he'll give you a Digivolution item for turning into Digimon, which are all pretty cool, but none of them super helpful to me at this moment. I don't remember what it takes to get both these guys. I know I can get, I think it's either Kabuterimon or Kawagumon. I can get one of them right away. I forget if the other one takes a bit. There's also the bug tournament here, which you have to have a bug Digimon to do it, so pretty much only come here if you get a Hercules Kabuterimon. Is it this one? Insect Warrior, yep. On days with 2 2s. I think it's, you can enter on the 2nd, the 12th, and the 22nd. Tired of training here, what should I do? What to do? Where do you train? Is that a training ground? I'm tired of training, I want to do live battle. Oh, I gotta have the arena. Alright, fair enough. That's fine. I'll allow it. I understand. Researching techniques, difficult to master hard techniques. If you have the ability, you want to master the techniques, want to master the hard ones. Of course. I'll try it. You lack defensive power, train more. I think it's like 600 defense or something. So, I was waiting for the card to come, and it wasn't there. So then we had started to have the suspicion, me and my brother, it's like, or me and my dad, it's like, someone took it. It's inevitable. Someone took it. So I tried to log on to their website, and I couldn't. I was getting errors on the website, on the app, and in my thing. I was just like, this is such a fucking nightmare. And I was really, really suspicious. I thought maybe my sister might have taken it and used it. I thought maybe it delivered to the wrong address. Train hard, should we rest for an hour? No, I'm good. That's cool that they let you rest here. I guess you can really, like, this is viable to use as a gym. Hey, you've been in these bug battle contests, right? Oh, by the way, you are now, you won't make it. Well, I'll teach you something useful. No, thank you. This is the Kumon thing where it teaches you how to get it. Can you join Kawagumon? I wanted to beat Kabuterimon. What do I need to do to win? You gotta get stronger. Actually, there's a surefire way. Well, hang in there. Actually, there's a surefire way. Really? Then I'll train you. Just come to the city. You're really nice. I'll go to the city. Wow. Who would have thought Kawagumon was the one that would come immediately? Alright. So, Kawagumon increases the training parameters of 3 of the training things. I don't remember which ones because I always get both of them at the same time. So, 3 of the trainings, whatever, got better. And 3 of them are still, the way they are. I think you can go get Greymon now, though, because we should be at over 15 prosperity, which is what's needed to have him show up. So yeah, searching for the credit card, couldn't find it. On the way back to school on Monday, I finally called Capital One, and I'm just like, yo, we got a problem. Well, actually, before that, I'd called when I got home from work Monday morning, and found out that the balance was still, the full balance was still available. I don't want to reveal how ridiculously small my credit limit is. So nobody had used it. So then I find out that they just sent it to the wrong place for some reason. Either I filled out the wrong information, because they sent it to my address, but in the wrong town, which I thought was kind of ridiculous. But not impossible, I guess. So I was like, well, whatever. I assume it's your fault, but I mean, it does sound like it had to be something I filled out wrong. I just don't see myself filling things out wrong because I'm perfect. So that was that. And during this point, one of the buds broke off my headphones. I don't even have them with me. So my sick new Android headphones, the ones that came with my new phone, which I've been using, they have that little like cover over the actual headphones, which is weird to me for so many reasons. I don't know if it's like a protective cover or what. I think I used to have them on headphones before, but you didn't need them. These ones you need, or it doesn't make the headphone like big enough to stick in your ear. One of those fell off somewhere and I couldn't find it, so that was annoying. I have like 2 backups that come with the phone, but of course they were back in my apartment. And then I finally get back to school. My dad's like, things will be all right. We'll get your car fixed. Yada yada yada. I'm like, okay, thank you. Get into my room, go to set my laptop up. I'm like, God fucking damn it. I left my charger at home. So I couldn't record anything last week. I couldn't even edit videos because my laptop just died like the second day. I made a quick video telling people that. It was just a really shitty week. And just like a lot of small things kept happening. Like I kept just a lot of minor annoyances that like, if any of those one things had happened on their own, it would have been fine. But so many kept happening that I was just like, I hate this. I hate so much of it. It's really inconvenient. I should go put the blue food away because I don't need it right now. But it was all like temporary stuff. Like Carlos was very, very, very generous enough to lend me $20, and but he lent it through PayPal, so I had to wait a day to transfer it to my bank account because Amazon does not let you carrying too many items. Did I never get sirloin from him? That seems like a thing I shouldn't have done. Okay, I gotta get rid of one of these. I could just get rid of the blue flute, I guess. So he what was I gonna say? So Carlos was nice enough to lend me $20, and then because I was fucking broke at this point, like I had to. That's right. I forgot about this. This was the same week I paid rent, and my dad made me pay even more rent than normal because like usually I've been paying $300, but he had me pay $400 just to like shut my stepmom up or something. I don't remember what it was. It was a really stupid reason. But he had me pay him $400 and he was gonna give me $100 back. But it just like was supposed to be like he's hiding from her that I'm paying less rent, which I shouldn't be. I'm only there on the weekend. Of course I should be paying less rent. I'm not gonna get the sirloin yet because if I do get Greymon, then he's gonna drop a chip and then I'll throw that in the bank and then I'll get the sirloin. So he just kept the extra 100 and I had to give him 50 more because they figured it was a problem with the starter, which was gonna cost like 150. Shelmon, Unimon, Kawagamon. Prosperity rate of the current city is 25. We are much higher than I thought we were. It's finally taking shape. Alright, let's rest first, just in case. So yeah, I was, at this point, like, I had already been, it'd been pretty difficult for me lately, just getting, like, saving up money in between, being here, only working 2 days a week, and trying to pay rent and insurance and stuff like that. And, it got to the point, like, I had finally saved up a little bit. Like, I was probably going to buy Dragon Quest Builders or World of Final Fantasy that week, before I had to pay for the starter. And then I was just flat fucking broke. Like, my bank account balance was $152, $1. So, 1 in savings, $152 in checking. So I needed Carlos. I needed to borrow the 20 for Carlos to buy a new charger, which I was going to 2-day through Amazon Prime and have it, like, sent directly to my house, or to my, I was going to send it to the college, and I was going to pick it up, and then I'd be able to record, hopefully. Luckily, sort of, it did get here Friday. It could have been here Thursday if I didn't do it through PayPal, so I had to, like, wait for a day. Which sucked for a lot of reasons. What is he going to do? Oh, that's Megaton Kick or something. So yeah, that was not fun. But all of these problems were temporary. Like, I knew they'd be fixed. It was just a sucky week. So on Friday, the charger came, and that was just in time for me to make a quick video explaining what had happened. And then, I went home and I got a replacement earbud. I found out that the card was reshipped, so I got the card. And basically, my car ended up being fixed Saturday. So all the problems I had, they were fixed by Friday, by Saturday. But on Friday, a new problem was introduced in that my mother passed away on Friday. I got the call from my dad at 7 o'clock in the morning. And I had been up that night until like 4 a.m. playing Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm 2. So, wasn't super like preparing for the day I was gonna have, because how could I have? Yeah, so I got the call. Basically, at 4 p.m. on Thursday, my mother had been admitted to the hospital for an overdose of what they suspected was heroin. And then she signed herself out, or she got released at 1 a.m. on early Friday morning. And then by 3:45, she was found again. This time she had overdosed, and she was basically declared brain dead at the scene, because she'd been breathing. She'd gone without breathing for so long. And yeah, that sucked. I felt really, really helpless, because I didn't have. I was broke. Like I had money. Like payday had come, but I'd paid Carlos back. I'd paid my car insurance, and I had like a little bit left. But I was broke. I didn't have my car. I was still stuck on campus, and it just sucked. On top of everything, so my brother and sister. Oh shit! Well, I have a restore, so I don't have to worry too much. Boom. I would have survived that. It was just not a good situation. So basically, my brother had the power of attorney. He was her emergency contact, so he was the one who was supposed to make the final say. And he didn't want that at all. He was worried, like, he didn't want to have to make that decision. I didn't want him to have to make that decision. I'm the oldest, it should fall on me. And, so my whole family was there. My brother and sister and my dad. And then my aunt found out about it, and my grandmother, who I haven't seen my grandmother in probably over a decade. She was contacted. She went there. My grandfather went there. These are all people. Like I see my grandfather like once or twice a year. Like I still see him, but it's not nearly as much as it was before. And basically everyone was coming out, and just like people we hadn't seen in forever. This was the phone call we all sort of knew was coming, but that no one was really prepared for. It didn't surprise anyone that this is how my mother went, but it was like, it doesn't matter if it's a surprise or not. It doesn't prepare you for it at all. So, alright, let's go through this. Offense chip, thank you. Yeah, just to put it bluntly, it sucked. So I was here, and I very much wanted to go be there with my family. Not because, for a mixture of very, very complicated reasons internally. Like, if you've watched videos, especially where I talk about my home life with Carlos, then you'll probably know I didn't have the best relationship with my mother. It was very strained. I don't even think she knew it was strained, obviously, but about 2 years ago, this was when she had stolen $8,000 from her job, which also happened to be the job I worked at. I moved out. I said, like, I was already in the process of moving out because the house was in disarray. She was supposed to be evicted, and she just was squatting at that point. It was too much to handle, so I moved out, and I didn't say anything to her. She was asleep or I did have one argument where I was like, how could you do this? Like, I work there, you're representing me, and they gave you a job when you needed it, and you just spat at them, basically. And she just said it was all a bunch of lies, I have proof that I wasn't doing it. It's like, I saw the footage, like, they have you, it was like every day you would go home with like $70 worth of groceries and just not pay for it. So it was complicated, and I may not have had the most regard for it, but that doesn't mean I didn't spend most of Friday crying and sobbing. So no matter how estranged you may be, I'm really not trying to make my voice crack. I think it's doing it because I need water, not because I'm getting emotional. I don't want to come across as a sap. No matter how estranged you may be, or whatnot, it doesn't change the fact that it's really difficult to deal with. And I'm really glad that, if anything, she's really brought our family a lot closer together. Like, my grandfather saw my brother and sister for the first time in maybe like 18 years. They didn't even know who he was. But anyway, so my uncle, who was in Boston that day, ended up, because that's where he works, he ended up coming down, and he picked me up on the way to the hospital. So we talked for a while and stuff like that, and then I went to the hospital. Basically got there and they said it's pretty much brain dead, but by technicality they need a second doctor to verify it. Nobody was holding their breath, we all knew it. And I'm trying to figure out where to go. I guess I should get more of my inventory. I should put the bandage away and go get another or get the blue flute back out and go get Kabuterimon. So it should be a goal to get those two Digimon on your first Digimon. So when Andromon does eventually pass on into the Digi Heaven, Digi Hell, you want to be able to train your next Digimon even harder. So I could just throw the sirloin in there for now, to be honest. And then throw the bandage in there too. While helpful, I don't really want the inventory space right now. I forgot to take a blue flute. So yeah, it was it's been a difficult time. I said I didn't know how long I would take to record new videos. This was supposed to be a Digimon Cyber Sleuth part, but I found out my Elgato was having trouble. I don't know when it developed this trouble during the week I didn't record, but I couldn't get it to work, so I might have to go order another one of those, which a fucking course I do. But that's fine. It's been years, so if it only just breaks now, I can't really get that mad. It's shit timing, but I can't get that mad. It's the whole reason I'm doing this game as opposed to anything else. But yeah, so let me try and retrace it. I was there for my brother and sister. More or less, everyone kind of felt the same. It was just like, we knew it was going to happen. We're still really sad. It was just a rough day. I was trying to be there to comfort everyone as much as I could. I think my eyes might have watered in front of other people, but for the most part, I tried to be strong for my family and not, cry in front of everyone, especially my siblings, because, I wanted them to look up to me. And when I finally had I don't think I've told anyone this yet, because I'll talk about, the support I've gotten in a second, but after basically when it became time for everyone to say their last goodbyes and stuff, I went in and kind of, all the emotions I'd been holding in, I kind of just let go. I didn't know you could walk under these trees, sort of. So yeah, I basically, I went in, I was quiet for a second, and then I just said, I really want to tell you that I hate you. I really do. And as I was saying that, I didn't even get to hey before I just broke down sobbing and crying. Because it's true. It was one of those things where I wanted to get off my chest. I hated her for how much she put me through. but it didn't, it didn't matter. I was still sad that things were happening the way they were. Can you... Does he not call it? Oh, okay. Right. So, yeah, I said I hate her. I'm sorry for the circumstances and stuff like that. Bawling my eyes out. And just like, I kissed her on the forehead, I hugged her, and I left. I was like, it was one of those things where it's like, maybe I've played too much Final Fantasy X, but leaving regrets with parents and stuff like that, saying I hate, finally getting to say I hate you, because it was, she put me through a lot, but I don't know. I don't know if that was for my benefit. Yes, it was, but I just needed to say it before it was gone. It was one of those things I just had to do it. Like, I believe that when people are gone, it's sad and everything, but I don't believe in forgiving people until they're dead, or at least I don't believe in, like, keeping your regrets with you. Like, I wanted to be honest. It was freeing, oddly enough. Like, once I'd said it, I could just, like, I could finally get all this stuff, like, I'll miss you and everything like that out. It was just something I needed to say. Okay, hang on. Okay, so just gotta have the arena, talk to him, say, train in the arena. Yeah, it was a rough couple days. Mostly that one Friday. By Saturday, I don't think I had cried anymore. But it was still, a lot of talking about it. And by Sunday, I think it was the same. I don't think there was too much emotions left. That many unsaid emotions, I guess. I don't know what the fuck I'd call it. But it doesn't stop it from being still very much like I was around my family and stuff the whole time before. So we'll see if it hits me when I'm alone now back on campus. I don't think it will. It could be. It's death in the family is one of those things where it could be just like a slight. I'll notice something that reminds me of her and just start fucking breaking down, but it hasn't happened yet. And until then, I'm just gonna keep looking out, I guess. I don't know. What's his brains at? Because I want to learn a new technique. 513. It's not gonna help me. Should at least increase the offense, I guess. And time for one training. What else? So now I want to talk about basically the pouring support I've gotten from everywhere, where it's impossible to not feel loved. First of all, I made that video just explaining my situation. I basically almost had a comment for every single view, with just people coming out and saying their support, saying, take as much time as you need, don't feel like you have to come here. But of course I want to come here. I love YouTube. I love my community. And a lot of people coming out and saying, they know what it's like. They either lost a parent, someone close to them, and stuff like that. And that, I was not expecting that many people, like that many of like the frequent commenters and stuff, to have like lost relatives or something. That sucks. But it feels good to not be alone in our misery. And I hope I didn't bring up bad memories for anyone by talking about it. So that's all the YouTube, which is more than supportful. Plenty of racial slurs, just like I asked. You guys are the best. No, I'm kidding. None, because you guys just can't even follow basic. No, I'm kidding. It was, it was really, really, really touching. And I'll admit, part of the reason I made the video was to explain that it happened. I didn't want to drop in a bombshell. Imagine if you saw this video and you're like, oh, I can't wait to watch more Digimon, which is definitely going to happen to some people, and I apologize. But I think I'd rather nip it in the bud than have every single person be like, oh my god, I'm so sorry, blah, blah, blah. And if you're going to say I'm sorry about all that stuff, the supportive stuff in this video, thank you in advance. You guys are way, way, way too kind. And if you're going to spew racial slurs, thank you again in advance for keeping YouTube. All right. Where am I going next? Let's check out my Otismon. Cool shop in Gear Savannah. No. Legendary Digimon. I could get Frigimon, but I think it'll be easier if I wait until I have a baby Digimon. Minutes are gone. Still gotta get another Ogremon. Could do that. Don't have any techniques, but I could do that. I now have all 4 of the shops. That's pretty cool. I don't really know what to do. I could go back to Gear Savannah. There's still some I didn't get there. For whatever reason, I stopped. I think it was because I was trying to get Megalospark and it just didn't happen. How many items do I have? I should check that first. Could use more items, to be perfectly honest. So the other part is I made a Facebook post basically saying the time frame thing. I could read it verbatim, but it doesn't matter. I basically said, you know, at 4 o'clock my mother did this, and 3:45 she was gone again, etc. And the only bit I added was at the end. Why do I have no bits? Yeah, the only part I added was at the end. I guess I need to fight more. I don't have any money. I have a little bit of money. Let's see what I can buy. Let's buy 3. Let's buy 3. 0 bits, just like in real life. No, so I made a Facebook post, except the only bit I added was at the end was that, you know, I felt so helpless that I couldn't drive down, and my brother and sister were handling this all on their own. So I made that post, and like 5 minutes after, my boss texted me, who I am not friends with on Facebook, so I don't know how he found this out. I assume it was the assistant manager, who I am friends with. Just said, hey, take a cab, take an Uber, do whatever you need to do. I'll pay for it. Just be with your family. And I was like, I think I actually did start crying at that point. Or at least eyes watering, because I could not believe how nice he was being. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying my boss is an asshole. I would never say that, boss, you're the greatest. No, he's a really good guy, and I should have expected something like that from him. So is his wife, too. Like, they're amazing bosses. It's part of the reason why I'm with them this long. And then I got a bunch of other, like, friends, some I hadn't talked to in a while, who were just like, you know, if you need a ride, I know we haven't talked in a while, I can get you there. And it's like, oh, I'm going to be down that area anyway, or I can go out and get you. So many people came out just saying, like, you know, if you need help, we can give it to you. And I was just like, this is crazy. I can't believe how generous all these people are. And I just, you know, I finally told all of them, it's like, you know, my uncle's coming to get me. I jumped the gun on that one a little bit. I did. I'd wrote that, and then, like, almost immediately my dad said, okay, your Uncle John is coming to get you. And I was like, all right, well, okay. It was just like it was just the crazy the amount of comments I got all weekend, and people reaching out to me through text and stuff like that. And I couldn't believe it. It was it's not, how do I put it? It's like every time someone said it, like every time someone was like, you know, we're here for you, yada yada. It was never a surprise. Like I was never like, oh, I can't believe that person cares. It was always like, I don't know. It's weird. It's just something I wasn't prepared for like everyone at once to come, like saying like so many supportive things. Like individually, if I looked at any of them, there was none of them I would be like, oh, I can't believe, you know, they'd help me like that. I believed all of that. It was just, there was so much at once. I was very, very thankful. And I was looking at them throughout the day. I was looking through YouTube comments. I was looking through Facebook comments all day. And I think a large part of both of those combined really helped me. It was just, the amount of support I got was invaluable for me to, you know, make it through that. So once again, thank you. You guys are the best. You so bestie. So that was a general overview. On Sunday night, my uncle had he had bought us Papagino's, which I don't know if Papagino's a local one. It's kind of like a big pizza chain. He had spent like $50. I didn't want to do this. He'd spent like $50 and bought this huge platter of spaghetti and meatballs, 2 pizzas, and breadsticks, and a huge salad. And my dad, my brother, and I were munching down and just like, talking about things with it. And it was crazy generous of him. And then I think my sister, her girlfriend, my brother, my dad ate most of the stuff. Like, I had eaten a bunch, but I was kind of hoping I could take some of it back to school with me. So I have a giant platter of spaghetti and meatballs in my fridge, but not pizza or, what do you call it? Not pizza or, come on, brain, we can do this. Or breadsticks. And I definitely wasn't taking the salad. But still very grateful. 6, come on, don't make me waste the MP for that. But yeah, he was really nice. And then later that night, my brother set up a GoFundMe because, I don't know if this will shock you, not only am I broke, all of my family is broke. My immediate family. I think my uncle has more money, my grandmother, my grandfather. But again, we've all been so estranged for a while that, it's just, it wasn't really shared funds, so we put it that way. So my dad, my sister, myself, my brother are all pretty much broke. But the rest of them have a little bit more money. Like my uncle offered to pay for all the funeral services, and my sister brought up the idea that we should do a GoFundMe, and I said, and I was like, oh, it's a good idea. We could like knock a little bit of it off at least, I guess. Here's how much support we got. My brother, first of all, I didn't write the GoFundMe because I thought, like, I'm so used to the way I write that I thought mine would come off as too formal, which might seem a little pretentious. I thought I might end up writing it too sarcastically or too bluntly because I write that way too. And my sister is just, I thought she would have come off as begging, because there are two types of Facebook status. I made one, my brother made one, and then my sister was basically making them throughout the day, these big, big, long paragraphs saying, I can't believe this happened to me, blah, blah, blah. And it seemed a little selfish. It's like, but we couldn't get too mad. Like, my brother always kept bringing it up, but I was like, people grieve in different ways, just leave her be. So, it was just tough to deal with, but I didn't really want her writing the GoFundMe just in case she, I don't know, I didn't want it to seem that way. So I told my brother, you're kind of in the middle. I think it'll sound the most real if you write it, and the most genuine. And he was like, I don't know, I don't really write that much. Like, I don't really write at all, he said. And, I was like, you'll be fine, trust me. So, he wrote it, and then he sent it to me, and he was like, can you just look it over and correct it? And I was like, all right. And the only typo I found was right at the end. He said, once again, thank you. And, okay, can we not die from this? The only typo was right at the end. It said once again, but he wrote ones, O-N-E-S, as in like, so can you pay me? It's like, oh, sorry, I only have ones. But I thought that was kind of funny, but I was like, other than that, it's fine. And he was like, are you sure? I'm like, yes, it's fine. So he posted it, and I kind of was watching it a little bit. Like, when he shared it on Facebook as I was driving to work, so like I shared it like 40 minutes later. When I first looked at it, like $80 had been donated. He was trying to go for $3,000, which I think is about the cost of like the cremation and stuff like that. And so it was like $80, and I was like, yeah, I don't really expect too much. We'll get a little bit, and it'll be really nice. And then I checked again later, and it was up to like $200, and I was like, that's pretty cool. But I mean, I've done donations and stuff through YouTube before, so I kind of figured it would just like even out a little bit. Then my Elecmon. I don't know if I have enough health items for Elecmon. I think I do. Ouch. Ha, touch me and you'll get shocked. What is his health at? Because I want to use that orange banana if I have to. Yeah, this seems like a good time for the orange nanner. No, I don't want to do that. So, then my dad, like I mentioned before, my dad is a vendor for Frito-Lay, and he delivers to my store. So, he came in around 3:30, and he said, "Did you check the GoFundMe?" I was like, "No, not really." He was like, we're up to like 500. And I was like, wow, that's pretty impressive, actually. And I was like, that's really, really good. And I went to... I don't like this. Don't you want to be here? Don't want to be here? Oh, amazing. You're going to be somebody. All right, I'll help you. Well, you use your electric power for the city? City? What's that? Sounds familiar, but I'll help you elect one. Nice to meet you. I need to sneeze. It's stuck in my nose. I hate this feeling. Oh, God. Alright. Notice I did not sneeze. So, yeah, so I went home and I went to sleep because I was going to wait for the, because the credit card was supposed to be sent on, the 28th, so I was trying to see if it would be there by the time I went, you know, I woke up or went back, and, I don't want to get Patamon yet. Let me look for Beamon. Yeah, so I was trying to, I had stayed purposely to wait for the mail. Like, normally I would have driven right back, like, my car was fine and everything. But by the time I woke up, I hadn't checked the GoFundMe, but then I talked to my dad and my brother, and he was like, yeah, you should look at it. I looked at it. It'd been 14 hours since he launched it. Completely funded. It was up to 3,000. I couldn't believe it. Like, I was like, this is ridiculous. I could not believe the amount of support. It's because all of my family kept sharing it. So people who wanted to be there for my uncle, people who wanted to be there for my sister, my brother, my uncle. I said my uncle again. My aunt, my grandmother, my grandfather. Basically, everyone was sharing it. So, like, anyone who wanted to remotely help the family, even people who wanted to help me, I had a bunch of my friends donate to it. And it was just like, how do I think I have to talk to him, but I don't remember exactly how to do this. I always just get lucky with this. So it was fully funded, and then my brother came down and was like talking to it, and as we're talking, like, it's still going up. Like, I gotta look it up, because it's crazy. Like, 500 of it was my friend, my sister's friend's grandmother donated a bunch of it, which was really good. But it was just surprising. It was just a bunch of, like, smaller donations. Well, not small. Like, they were all, like, it was between, like, a lot of 50 and hundreds, a lot of 20s and stuff like that. But just, it all added up. And it was kind of crazy. Let me look at it right now. If you could load, that would make me not look like an asshole. Maybe I should wait here. Talk to my Digimon. Do I just... There we go. Maybe I'll wait. Wait. Alright, Rex, get rid of Beamon. Rex didn't do anything. Alright then. Panic, we're not the bad guys here. Webpage not available. Man, phone, why you always be bugging out at important moments? Like when I'm about to jack off and trying to look at websites and you're like, you're gonna have to restart the phone. It's like, but that'll kill my boner. Probably should not talk about that in this part. The famous Digimon kidnapper, I think everyone has the wrong idea. I try to convince them, I see it's my mistake, I'll go to the city. You fucking better. Digimon joins the city. How many health items do I have? I have 4. Okay. I'll do that then. I'll take on Patamon. So while I'm waiting for that to load and my phone to restart and all that, I'm gonna knock you out. I mean, I doubt that, but okay. It was crazy because we've been having this conversation where it was like we probably couldn't do a funeral service. My mother had always said that she wanted to be cremated and spread across her favorite beach. So we were probably going to try to do that. We were basically just trying to cover the cost of cremation. We weren't really looking at a service. We were looking like at a small gathering at like the beach maybe, but not like a traditional service. And I think we're probably going to have one now. It wasn't really in our options. We weren't looking at it because we couldn't afford it. But now it's probably looking very likely. And I I can't believe how generous people are, and I'm sorry that it had to come down to, you know, a death in the family for it to like get like this, but the amount of people coming out to support is like ridiculous. And I can't get over it. Like, I thought it was generous 2 years ago when I first did my when I first opened my channel up to donations. I thought it was generous last year or last summer. I thought it was generous when we had Extra Life, but friends and family, I guess it's a whole different ballgame. They everyone kept saying it. Yeah. So of the 3,000 goal, it's up to 5,595 by 84 different people. I was just reading the new one. Sorry, that was inappropriate. So I had toyed with the idea of putting the GoFundMe like in the video or like in a video or something. This was like when my brother first launched it, but I don't really know if I need to now, to be honest. Like, it's fully paid for, it's fully supported, and you know, I know you guys just words. Spencer just had his Extra Life. I just had my anniversary back in July. Like, I don't really want to keep being like you guys. Like, I don't want to be like, oh, donate, blah, blah, blah. Like, I know it's I'm trying to not sound like a piece of shit here, and it's being difficult. I don't want to make you guys, or I'm not making you do anything. I don't want to like really open it up so you guys can donate, because I know how kind you guys are. You will do it. So like it's already more than funded, but I'm sure some of you will ask about it anyway, so I'll include it at the end of the video, or end in the comments, I guess. But by no means is anyone required to donate. Just your comments and support over the weekend were more than enough, but I feel like I should just put it in there anyway, just in case. I don't know, it'll give you guys, even if you don't donate, it'll give you guys a chance to read what my brother wrote. You can read all the comments people have made, get all that juicy personal info. I don't think there's anything like address or anything, but you know, I'll probably do it for that reason, if only. Yeah, so you have to fight Patamon 3 times, I think, because he's trying to get stronger, I guess. I don't know. He's not that tough. Let's see. That was mostly my weekend. I think I'm probably going to come to a close after this. I basically just wanted to explain how thankful I am for everyone's generosity. I wanted to explain the series of events that happened last week before my mother passed away. Just wanted to get everything out, I guess. And the GoFundMe thing, as shilling as it may sound, I just wanted to talk about it because I really, really, really couldn't believe. And despite the tone in my voice, where it just sounds very monotonic, I really can't believe how many people came out and like donated and stuff. It is legitimately crazy to me. Can't win. How do you want to win? What should I do? You mean you don't have to do anything? I've got lots of time. You know, just come to the city. So Patamon joins the item shop. Beamon joins the item shop. Elecmon runs the electric grid, oddly enough. I'm trying to remember who else is here. I think that Sukumon joined, so that's something. I could try and go find Shogun Gekomon and see if I can open up the next part, but I had beef with that place last time. That stupid fucking Otamamon. I couldn't get him to spawn. I don't know. I'll go into that area, see if he spawned. If not, then I'll just like go back. I might fight one Shima Unimon just to like see if I can learn Megalospark. If not, you know, shit happens. And then that'll be the end of it. It's about an hour. I do want to try and get this out as fast as I can. Just because I want new videos, I want a new recording. If I recall, he's supposed to spawn right over here, and he won't spawn there. If the Yanmamon are there, then he hasn't spawned. Like, the area will be empty. But I don't remember completely. I don't remember what you need to do to trigger him. Maybe he's in this area. I Legit. Oh, fuck. I really can't remember. It's a weird noise. I don't remember if Andromon can learn any electric techniques other than Megalospark. If it's only like that one. They are hitting slightly harder. I gotta try and make sure he doesn't die. That would be a really, really unfortunate way to end the video. But not out of character. So yeah. Sorry I didn't stream this. Kind of had a lot to talk about. Wanted to get it all off my chest. And it was just really helpful to talk about. So thank you guys for listening. It was, yeah, it sucks. It's going to keep sucking, but it's not the end of the world. You know, things will go on. Oh, that hit hard. Oh, thank God. It was really killing me inside. And can you just not get your ass kicked by a bug? Do I have to defeat all the Yanmamon and then leave the area and come back? I legitimately don't remember. I've done this twice now. I did it in the regular Let's Play, and I think I did it in the stream, and I still can't remember. And it bothers me only a little bit that I still don't remember. Also, I'm going to need Digimon to stop having like 6 HP left. It's getting really annoying. They don't need to keep doing that. Maybe I won't fight Shima Unimon. I don't want to go through all my items. No, I'll do it once. Yeah, I'll go for a Megalospark one more time, and then we'll go from there. That seems like a good idea. But yeah, I can't stress this enough. I don't want to dwarf this in any way. Oh, this is what I want to say too. It's really dumb. I didn't realize it was happening because YouTube changed the way the analytics work. So under my monetization, like I can look at it when I'm looking at like subs and views and all that shit, all the data. I saw that someone had donated around $20 or $25, and someone else had donated $5. This was in the last week, and I didn't say anything because I didn't know it happened. One, it takes a couple days to go through, and two, it the way it showed up in analytics, usually it'll show like the video and it'll show how much that video's made in ad revenue. This didn't show any of that. It just showed okay, there's Megalospark. That's good. It just said unidentified video and then showed like a weird number like 467 or like 2337. So because YouTube takes its cutout before it even what do you call it, before it does anything. So it gave me like a weird number, and I was like, I don't understand what this is. Did I delete a video? What's happening here? Then I looked on the other website and found out that there were donations. Couldn't find any messages. I don't remember how to check the messages, to be perfectly honest. If you did and you wrote the message, I'm sorry that I couldn't do it. A better place. I should just link it. I should just change the thing from supporting it just to twitchalerts.com/Wrath of Zalis, which links directly to the PayPal. But regardless, thank you very much. Also, someone back in April donated $1. I never noticed that because those are the only 3 donations I've gotten since I enabled fan funding and since my 3-year anniversary. So I'm really grateful, as much as it doesn't sound like it. Did I not pick up that autopilot that I got from beating that Shima Unimon? That sounds like me. You're gonna fucking eat this. I don't know what you have to do with it, but take us home by eating this. I don't know if it's drugs. I don't know if it's a little man. I don't know if it's like a gear shaft, but if it's a gear shaft, you should love it. You're a damn machine. Yeah, so. Alright, let's rest up. Did I get my sirloin today? I think so. Has this all been the same day? I feel like I've done a lot in this day. Yeah, wow. I should try the arena at some point. It's difficult because Andromon's not a particularly good ultimate, at least the way I have him without Megalospark, so it's difficult to like to get him ready to do anything. I have to keep buying so many items because he knows no machine stuff. Someone said I should just go to Factorial Town, and that's not a bad idea, but if I could learn Megalospark, I wouldn't really need to. So, alright. Save. Yes. I'll save. I always like saving in a different spot just because I like seeing the list of Digimon I've gotten. But that's it. If I'm editing this, I'll throw like the GoFundMe page here, and you can click on the link, whatever. If anything, just to read what my brother wrote, or if you want to sift through the comments that are like the donation messages. Again, the amount has more than been met. Nobody is required to donate anything. Yeah, that's it. So thank you guys, and I will talk to all of you later. And I know there's going to be a couple of you who react. It's like, no, you don't have to record videos yet. What are you doing? Oh my god. But this was really helpful. I'm glad I got to talk about it like this. So it was not a drain. It was not like I was forcing it. It was very much something I wanted to do. So thank you guys. And I will see you guys in the next one. If I can get my fucking Elgato fixed. I don't know what's up with that. I sent an email and I hope they get back to me because I don't want to just buy a replacement. I'd like to at least see if I can fix the one I have. Till next time.